Hello and welcome to another video by Minifigs in Space. This is your host Brian speaking, and today we are going under the microscope but in space. Not to the surprise of any Galaxy Squad fan, the Alien Beetlezoid has been munching its way across the LEGO universe and particularly the Planet X galaxy. This has very naturally attracted the attention of the scientific community, including this unknown scientist that has made a device to get down onto the microscopic level to study the alien berry plants that the Beetlezoid loves so much. So, without further ado, I present to you the Bacteriumobile, a highly advanced technological vehicle that can shrink down to the microscopic level and uncover the secrets on the leaves of the alien berry plant. For a tiny bit of context for those of you who are not familiar with my work on LEGO Ideas, this is a winning model that is going to the LEGO house to be displayed for about a year. If you would like to learn more about this project in particular, you can find a link to the entry in the description below. This is the main digital render I used for the entry, and this is how it turned out. For me personally, it is always very special to build something in Bricklink Studio and then have it realized as a physical LEGO build. So down to the base itself, someone in the comment section on the entry asked, I think, a very fair question, and that was, is the black base necessary? And I would say for aesthetic reasons, one could say probably not. I personally think a black base will look better than, let's say, a white base on the exhibit display, but the main reason is for structure. If you look closely here, you will see the two main plate sections don't have much overlap with the tiles here. I mean, between these two sections, it's literally just one tile holding it. So it would be very flimsy if picked up, and you know, if you've ever shipped LEGO models, you understand that they can fall apart very easily. So I wanted to minimize everything the best I can, making it so that it can be, in a way, modular and easy just to set up and display after it's been shipped. So this side is a little better. It has two connection points, but to play it safe, it's all on a black base. So jumping back to the idea of it being somewhat modular, I have two types of bacterium that use two different connection points. So these ones just basically have their nose facing downwards and connect like so. Personally, I would love to have a display like this, but recognize it may not be perfect. That one, I believe, goes right there. Now the other ones, they just connect to the whip section. There we go. That's focusing better. But yeah, they just literally just connect to the whip. And I knew from the start, this is my intention with the design, they would flop around a little bit. That's so they can look a little bit more, as I would word it, lifelike. I did not want to bore you with all of my fiddling, so here is everything arranged as it should be, with of course the bacterium being slightly reposable to the extent of their flagellas. But the main feature is the Bacteriumobile itself. And I'm going to move this off to the side so we can see it better. So this was inspired, once again, by the anatomy of a bacterium, where you have the flagella motor. You also have the nucleoid representation inside with some other organelles. But the idea is the minifigures looked to nature to build this machine, this techie man-made or minifigure-made machine, to explore the rest of nature under the microscope. Very similar to what man does nowadays, where oftentimes what we think are clever inventions are found to be in nature first and highly, highly refined and designed to be optimized the best they can. So looking at how this is connected all together, it might seem a little complicated at first, but it's trust me, it's straightforward. So you have a pretty simple base. You have your high-tech chair for operating the Bacteriumobile. And it can rotate however you desire. You connect the quarter domes. These are really cool quarter domes. I've been wanting them for a long time. So having the opportunity to build with them for the contest was really, really special. And then if you look underneath here, we got a 2x2 round brick, transparent. We got our Technic rod. And this back section is built nearly identical in concept. And so now that you have this, you just slide it together, and boom. That's how you get a mostly translucent Bacteriumobile, but still very, very sturdy. I mean, it's Lego, so if you pry hard enough, oh yeah, you can disconnect it. So unless you're wanting to intentionally chuck it across the room, it's a fairly sturdy build. Now, I did have a pretty important learning experience from this model. As a disclaimer, you can see everything is connected fully at this back end. But if you look closely, see those 1x1 round tiles? They overlap just ever so slightly, the internal base of the quarter transparent domes. So it makes it pretty tough to get it on here. So I'll definitely stress the elements, gently trying to pry it on there without busting anything internally along the edge. And this was built digitally, and I did test it with some physical components. But this small detail just escaped my mind when constructing it. What would have been proper to do is use one of these plates because their lip is higher up, which gives you enough clearance to attach these without any illegal prying or squeezing to get them on. So if you go to replicate something like this for your own collection, use these plates, these round plates. Now, one question is, why didn't I just swap in, these 1x1 round plates instead of the 1x1 round tiles? And honestly, I wanted to be true to how I submitted it. I submitted it like this, and I built it successfully this way. If I could not actually build it this way, I would have had to reach out to LEGO Ideas and say, hey, is it okay if I sub in for a couple minor parts? I think it's important, even for my workplace as a product designer, making sure that I deliver what I have promised. So this is built. It was not with necessarily LEGO techniques. I don't think LEGO is grading anyone on that for the contest. So they recognize LEGO fans don't always build according to LEGO designer standards. But this is a mental note for me in the future. If I ever go buy, let's say, a second copy of this, or for you, if you wanted to build something similar, just use 1x1 round plates for the inside of these quarter domes for similar details. Now that all of my parts have been sourced, the model is test built, it is time to take it and divide up into baggies and box it up to be shipped to LEGO House. It is a bit of a happy yet sad moment where I won't be able to see this for such a long time, but I am also very, very excited and honored that it will be on display for other fans to enjoy, and hopefully it will inspire them with building techniques or even to build their own version of the Bacteriumobile. So yeah, that is about it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed having a glimpse behind the scenes on this LEGO model going to the LEGO house, and hopefully learning some building techniques and some tips along the way. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in the comments below. Thanks again, and until next time, keep building your universe.